Most of us have heard the proverb, "One bad apple spoils the bunch." Many people don't realize it's not just a metaphor, it's actually true.
A rotting apple releases ethylene gas.
A gas that then speeds up the rotting of other apples around the bad apple. So let's use that fact for a different analogy about corrupt, falsely religious leaders like Europe faced during the Dark Ages. Let's say you live in Apple City, and just like you, everyone else are apples too. All of you do your part to keep your community functioning, such as making food, getting food to others using fuel, getting oil and gas for the fuel and to generate electricity, using the electricity for heating to not freeze or cooling to not get heat stroke, and using electricity to pump water and treat sewage before it goes into the water you need to drink or else you get sick, or if you work in a hospital, helping others who are sick to get better. That is the purpose of a community. Again, everyone does their part to keep society able to give its benefits. Do you really want to do all those things by yourself? What would your life be like then? Now let's imagine a bad apple spewing out its poison gas, ethylene gas for actual apples, and for humans in this analogy, simply nonstop lies, that rots other apples that are in shouting distance from himself to others in the community. This causes them to start to rot too. In this case, the rotting apple was just doing what it knows best, being rotten. But two other nearby apples were a farmer and an important delivery man. The deliverer, because of the poison from the bad apple, becomes angry from lies about society and how it is everybody else's fault and becomes a bully. But he also makes a conscious decision to lie, cheat, and steal himself, so he screams at a nearby apple in the community, "You stole $5,000 from me. Give it back or you will regret it." The other apple says, "I don't even know who you are," and then reports to the police. Luckily, since there is a working police force, a fair judicial system, and honest witnesses, the new bad apple goes to jail.
But without the deliverer,
now less food gets to the store, decreasing supply and therefore raising its price. Now picture that this rotten apple is put on a throne, carried to the center of the city, and put above everyone else. Then his poison gas starts to rot every apple. This means nobody focuses on doing a good job anymore. Then, as they become more rotten, they begin to lie, cheat, and steal from each other. So nobody trusts anyone anymore, cooperates anymore, or even cares anymore about a functioning apple society. So the question is, who is going to do the work? And when the bad apples do more and more bad things, who's going to stop them and ensure justice so society can still function? That is, without people living in fear of the now corrupt society and government or its thugs. All this eventually leads to shortages, breakdowns, lost sales, pay and jobs. Then ultimately even hunger, untreated sickness, and desperation. When these things go wrong and they all start to lose society's benefits, they then get angry and begin to hate each other. That makes the final stage possible, attacking each other. It can mean horrifying actions also, as history has shown.
disinformation rotting us to the core is best viewed as a cancer on a specific community or civilized society in general. It eats away at its core values and decays its foundation until it eventually collapses under a weight of hate.
This is the rot that just one bad apple can bring.